There's a certain way we tend to look at celebrities, especially someone like Eddie Murphy. We remember the laughter, the unforgettable characters, the box office hits that defined entire generations. It's easy to freeze someone in their peak moments and assume that life continues in that same glow forever. But real lives don't work that way. Behind the stage lights and applause are years filled with change, growth, mistakes, and quiet reflection. Eddie Murphy's story is not just about fame or success. It's about how a person evolves over decades in an industry that rarely slows down. At 64, his life looks very different from the fast-paced rise of his early years. The energy that once fueled constant performances has shifted into something calmer and more deliberate. And while the world may still see him as a comedy legend, his personal journey has become more about balance, family, and choosing what truly matters. Early roots and lasting impressions. Eddie Murphy was born on April 3, 1961 in Brooklyn, a place known for its diversity and resilience. His childhood wasn't easy, and like many people who grow up facing challenges, those early experiences shaped how he saw the world. Humor became a natural outlet, a way to connect, to cope, and to express himself. Even as a child, he had a knack for impressions and storytelling, often entertaining those around him. These weren't just playful habits. They were early signs of something much bigger. Growing up, he developed a sharp sense of observation, noticing how people spoke, moved, and reacted. That ability would later become one of his greatest strengths as a performer. While many saw comedy as just entertainment, for Eddie, it became a language, a way to turn everyday life into something relatable and memorable. Those early years didn't define his limits. They quietly built the foundation for everything that followed. Discovering a voice through comedy. As a teenager, Eddie Murphy began to realize that his talent could take him beyond classrooms and into something far more impactful. Performing at small venues and local events, he started building confidence in front of audiences. These early performances weren't glamorous. Sometimes the crowds were small, the pay minimal, but they were essential. Each stage taught him timing, presence, and how to read a room. Comedy isn't just about telling jokes, it's about connection, and Eddie quickly learned how to create that connection effortlessly. His ability to shift between characters and voices made him stand out. People didn't just laugh, they remembered him. This period was less about instant success and more about persistence. Like many artists, he had to prove himself repeatedly. But what set him apart was his willingness to keep going, even when recognition wasn't immediate. Over time, those small steps began to lead toward larger opportunities, setting the stage for a career that would soon take off in a major way. The breakthrough that changed everything. Eddie Murphy's big break came when he joined Saturday Night Live, often called SNL. At the time, the show was going through a challenging phase, and new energy was needed. Eddie brought exactly that. His performances were bold, creative, and impossible to ignore. Characters like Gumby and Buckwheat became instantly recognizable, turning him into one of the standout stars of the show. What made his impact so significant wasn't just the humor. It was the confidence and originality he brought to every sketch. In a short span of time, he went from being a new cast member to one of the most talked about comedians in the country. This wasn't just a career milestone, it was a turning point that opened doors to film and global recognition. For many viewers, Eddie Murphy became the reason to tune in each week. His time on SNL didn't just elevate his career, it helped redefine what modern comedy could look like. From television star to film icon. After his success on television, Eddie Murphy transitioned into films with remarkable ease. Movies like 48 Hours and Beverly Hills Cop showcased his ability to carry major roles while maintaining his comedic edge. These films weren't just popular, they became cultural landmarks, solidifying his place as a leading figure in Hollywood. What made Eddie unique was his versatility. He could move between comedy and action seamlessly, bringing humor into intense situations without losing authenticity. Over time, he continued to build a diverse filmography, including hits like Coming to America and later family-friendly successes, such as The Nutty Professor. Each role added a new layer to his career, proving that he wasn't limited to one style or audience. By the 1990s, he had become one of the most recognizable faces in entertainment, with a global fan base that spanned generations, navigating fame and public attention. With success came constant public attention. Being in the spotlight means that both achievements and challenges become part of a larger narrative shaped by media and public perception. Like many public figures, Eddie Murphy experienced moments where his personal life attracted significant attention. These periods weren't always easy, but they were part of navigating a career that exists under constant observation. Over time, he learned to handle this attention with more privacy and selectivity. Instead of reacting to every headline, he began focusing on what he could control: his work, his choices, and his personal priorities. This shift didn't happen overnight. It came through experience and a growing understanding of how to maintain boundaries in a highly visible profession. For many fans, these quieter phases may have seemed like a step back, but in reality, they reflected a more intentional approach to life and career. Career highs, lows, and reinvention. No long career is without its ups and downs, and Eddie Murphy's journey is no exception. There were periods when certain projects didn't resonate as strongly with audiences or critics. Films like The Adventures of Pluto Nash are often mentioned as examples of how unpredictable the entertainment industry can be. But setbacks are not the end of a story, they're part of it. What matters is how an artist responds. Eddie didn't disappear, he adapted. He took time to step back, reassess, and choose projects more carefully. This approach led to a meaningful return with Dolomite Is My Name, a performance that was widely appreciated and reminded audiences of his depth as an actor. Reinvention isn't about starting over. It's about evolving while staying true to your core strengths. In Eddie's case, it showed that talent doesn't fade. It finds new ways to express itself, a focus on family and personal life. As the years passed, Eddie Murphy's priorities began to shift toward family and personal fulfillment. Known for being a father to a large and diverse family, he has often spoken about how important that role is to him. While his professional life brought him global recognition, his personal life offered something different, a sense of grounding and continuity. Spending time with his children, supporting their growth, and being present in their lives became central to his day-to-day experience. This doesn't mean stepping away from creativity, it means balancing it with other meaningful aspects of life. For someone who spent decades in a fast-paced industry, this shift reflects maturity and perspective. It's a reminder that success isn't only measured by public achievements, but also by the quality of personal connections and the ability to create a life that feels fulfilling beyond the spotlight. Returning to the stage on his terms. One of the most notable aspects of Eddie Murphy's later career is how he has chosen to return to the public eye. Instead of constant appearances, he selects projects that genuinely interest him. His return to Saturday Night Live after many years was met with enthusiasm, showing that his connection with audiences remains strong. This selective approach allows him to maintain both quality and authenticity. He's no longer trying to prove anything. His legacy is already established. Instead, he focuses on enjoying the creative process and contributing in ways that feel meaningful. This phase of his career highlights something important. Longevity in any field often comes from knowing when to push forward and when to pause. By choosing his moments carefully, Eddie continues to stay relevant while also protecting his personal space and energy. The legacy of laughter and growth. Looking at Eddie Murphy's journey as a whole, it's clear that his impact goes far beyond individual performances. He helped shape modern comedy, influenced countless performers, and created characters that continue to resonate with audiences. But his legacy isn't only about laughter, it's also about resilience and adaptability. Over the years, he has navigated change, faced challenges, and continued to evolve. This ability to grow while staying connected to his roots is what makes his story meaningful. At 64, he stands as an example of how a career can transform over time without losing its essence. The laughter he brought to millions remains, but so does the quieter story of a person who learned, adapted, and found his own rhythm in an ever-changing world.